They say life is a journey. Why is it that one man's journey leads to success, and another man's journey leads to failure? The answer lies in 275 feet. In 1863, the nation was at the height of the Civil War, with well over 200,000 casualties thus far. In July of that year, the Confederate Army maneuvered into Pennsylvania with intent to turn and march onto Washington, D.C. The two armies met in a little town called Gettysburg. The first day, the Confederates outnumbered the Union and pushed the Union forces out of the town of Gettysburg. That night, the Union forces fortified themselves along a 3.5-mile battle line. 275 feet of that battle line were entrusted in the care of the 20th Maine under the leadership of Joshua Lawrence Chamberlain. They were asked to stand their ground on Little Round Top, a small hill on the far left of the Union line. Chamberlain and his men didn't think that the fighting would happen there. In the woods was Longstreet's corps coming straight towards them. The first wave of Confederates was easily repulsed, but then the second wave came, and then the third wave came. And by the time the fourth wave came, they were running out of ammunition and had lost half of their forces. What would you do if you were Chamberlain with the 275 feet that were given him? Would you stand your ground without any ammunition and half your forces down? Or would you leave it up to the other 18,220 feet to fight the battle? Chamberlain understood something. He knew that every piece of ground that was given to him was essential and important. If he were to retreat, then the rest of the army would fall into chaos. That would result in the Union losing this great battle. Faced with no ammunition and no help coming, Chamberlain did the unthinkable. He ordered his men to fix bayonets, which were basically a 14-inch knife to the end of their guns. He ordered them to charge the oncoming enemy with nothing in their guns. Can you imagine that? Running down the hill at full speed with nothing but a long knife to hopefully scare your opponent and fight hand to hand to maintain that 275 feet. Chamberlain and his men were victorious. The Battle of Little Round Top was a huge victory. Thanks to Chamberlain and the 20th Maine, the America we know and love today exists. So what does this have to do with your journey? And how does 275 feet determine where you will end up in life? If we compare the Union battle line of 18,480 feet to the average human lifespan, the 275 feet which the 20th Maine was entrusted with would be the equivalent of 3.5 years, or roughly your time in high school. So how you choose to spend your short time in high school will determine the path your journey will take. Will you stand your ground like the men of the 20th Maine when you're tempted with drugs or pornography, or your friends entice you to drink or disobey your parents, or when you simply just want to do nothing but dink around on Facebook and play video games for hours and waste the precious 275 feet? My challenge to you: fix your bayonets, muster your courage, and charge down that hill. Because those 275 feet, if lost, can never be regained.